Hey, what's up guys? This is Brandon Washington with BWash Media, and today we're looking at a few tips and tricks when it comes to flying your drone with fireworks. Hey guys, so like I said, we're gonna be looking at a few tips and tricks when it comes to flying your drone with fireworks. And so the first thing we're gonna look at is camera settings. Now, camera settings are really important because, like you guys know, with fireworks, you're most likely gonna be flying in pretty much no light situations. And so since there is no light, you gotta try to set up your drone to work best for when that light actually enters the frame and not necessarily for how the frame looks before the fireworks get there. So from my experience and from the shots that I got, I found that for my DJI drones, it worked best when my ISO was set at 1600, my shutter speed was set at 50, and I was actually shooting at 4K in 24 frames per second. Now, this may vary based on the drone that you have, but I was flying with a DJI Mavic and a Phantom 3 4K. So that's how it worked well for my drone. Obviously, if your drone doesn't shoot in 4K, you're gonna wanna test this. But if you're in a situation where you don't have time to really test it and you just gotta put the drone up there, these are some basic settings that I'm pretty sure should work for your drone. All right, so now the next thing that I wanna cover, now that you have your settings dialed in for your camera, let's talk about how to actually fly your drone when dealing with fireworks. Now, when you're dealing with fireworks, you're gonna discover that different fireworks actually shoot up to different levels. And so what I mean by that is some fireworks go up 100 feet, some fireworks go up 150, and some that I actually use even went higher than that. And so you want to make sure that your drone is properly positioned in the sky so that it can capture a great shot, but it also doesn't put your drone in jeopardy. Now, if you're using fireworks that you went to a stand and purchased, most of them will allow you to go online and Google it and actually figure out the height of it, but some of them don't. And so you're gonna wanna make sure, if you're trying to take care of your drone and you wanna make sure that it's safe, that you put it up at a high enough altitude where you know your drone is safe. And then while the fireworks are going off, you actually bring your drone down and get some really cool shots. And if you do this really smoothly, it can make for some really good shots anyway, because you have the motion of the fireworks and you have the motion of the drone. All right, so now the last little tip that I wanna give you guys, and this is gonna primarily be for you guys who have Mavic Pros. Now, I did this test with my Mavic Pro and my Phantom 3 4K. Now, the reason why I ended up using both of these drones is because initially I started the test with the Mavic Pro. Now, one new feature on the Mavic Pro is that it actually has tap to focus. So what this means is that you actually tap on the screen and it'll focus the camera on whatever you tapped on. Now, initially, this is a really cool feature. However, when it comes to working with fireworks, this isn't really all that great. The issue that I ran into was that because there was nothing in frame when my drone was up in the sky, by the time that the firework actually entered the frame, it was completely blurry. The shot was almost unusable. And so by having the Mavic Pro trying to focus while the firework was going up, it really just caused for more issues. So for this reason, I decided I would try the same test with my Phantom 3 4K. Well, because the Phantom 3 4K pretty much focuses at infinity, every single one of my shots were almost spot on perfect when it comes to the focus. Now, the nice thing was I was able to put my settings the exact same for each camera and it worked out great. So I didn't have to really change anything, but because the Phantom 3 4K has infinite focus and you don't have to really worry about tapping to focus, it made it easier to capture my fireworks. Now, because I was able to figure that out, I went back to the Mavic Pro and I decided I would try to make that one focus at infinity. And so the little trick here was I actually took the Mavic up in the air and I had it focus on a house that had some Christmas lights on it that were really far away. After it focused on those lights, all my fireworks were in focus. So if you guys have a Mavic Pro, make sure you take that into consideration, is that you're gonna wanna get your Mavic up in the air and try to get it to focus on something really far away, because then you have a better chance at getting those fireworks in focus. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you plan on trying to capture some fireworks with your drones, make sure that you find out if it's legal, first of all, for you to be able to fire fireworks in your area, and then make sure that you have enough space where you can fly your drone in a legal space if you're just making this video for yourself. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you really enjoyed the video, because it does help the channel. Also, make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos, because if you love tech and video and photography gear, this is the perfect channel for you. So I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And then also, I want to say thank you guys so much, because this channel has grown so much just in the last week. We went from 53 subscribers to over 260 subscribers. So I can't thank you guys enough. And make sure you leave comments down below for what you guys like to see in the future, because this video came directly from a comment. So make sure you leave those comments so that way I can know what you guys want to see next. Other than that, thank you guys again, and I'll catch you in the next one.